You're tuning in to the RuPaul's Drag Race Wizards of Drag After Show. I just got a frog in my throat.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Come on now, he's on down, he's on down the road.
This is my personal favorite.
He's on down the road.
I think I'm having an epileptic seizure too, with flashing lights. Hi! Hello everyone! Welcome to yet another episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 8. Are you okay?
I swallowed my own hair. Actually, I swallowed Mark's hair.
Oh.
Mark's hair.
It's a lot of hair on this panel, except for, you know.
I got a lot. I'm getting cut tomorrow. Not off, but trimmed.
Sounds fantastic.
I'm Kenny Harrison. I have no hair. Not where
Bald
it
is
counts.
beautiful.
Not where it counts. Sitting next to me, giving me AfterBuzz.
1, 2, 3,
Realness.
Jackie B on all platforms.
I like this look.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I was actually, when I saw you when I walked in, I was like, oh.
Thanks.
I was like, why didn't I wear that wig more?
It's a nice way. It's a nice way.
It's a great way.
I'm like,
And the
that's
makeup
actually
looks
really
amazing.
Sitting next to Jackie,
Lorraine Love is in the house.
Mark J. Freeman.
Mark J. Freeman.
On the end.
Can I get Lorraine Love on the lower third? Alexis
God.
Clay.
This is good.
Again, it's gonna be She Tried It.
And then, guys, it's Jay on Instagram, don't_be_jealous, and Twitter at still_jealous.
And our leader, our voice of God, Dis.
Hello.
Hi.
The woman behind the curtain.
Yes.
Yes, that is very
that's
correct.
a
That's why I
great
put the green.
reference.
That's why I put the green lights up there.
Great
Alexis
Oh,
Torres.
you did do the
I
green lights.
did.
Look at you.
Alexis
We're heading
Torres
to-
here.
Hey, Lexi.
At least somebody's
Lexi.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So, well, you guys want to talk about Untucked before we get into this
Sure.
episode?
Sure.
Yeah.
I thought
Nothing really happened.
Yeah, I thought it was boring.
Yeah, you did not have a strong opinion about it.
I mean, they literally had that scene where Chi-Chi and Kimchi were... I can't with this broom anymore. Where Chi-Chi and Kimchi were, like, doing nothing, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to point out that her Chi-Chi's outfit was made in 6 hours before the challenge.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
There was 2 points about this Untucked that I thought was really interesting. So I kind of forget that when queens are safe, they go to the back room and they don't hear any of the critiques.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so when the judges are talking
That's a
and
good
saying
point.
stuff about other queens,
Yeah.
they don't really know unless they're filled in. So, you know, they can kind of get their own version of a different story. So I kind of forget about that. And then, Chi-Chi brought up that she made that outfit. But my question is, they know that the challenge is coming up, so did she not have anything Madonna packed?
That was
Probably
my
not.
question.
Yeah.
Because we
Okay.
know that they get a list.
Right.
So.
Except for tonight's challenge, they all made something. So do you think that
Yeah.
they say, hey, you're going to have a Wizard of Oz themed something?
No, I don't
For
think
those,
so.
I don't think
Yeah,
they do.
I think they're given, like, you know, wear your neon, bring Madonna, bring this and this and this.
Cool.
But they know, I feel like they know going in that they're going to have a design challenge.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And they don't, I'm assuming that they won't know exactly what that challenge is.
So it makes me wonder why Chi-Chi did not have anything.
That's a good
Madonna.
question.
Madonna.
Chi-Chi, where you at? Where you at, girl?
And now that I hear that it was made in 6 hours, and you see the headpiece, and on Untucked you see different things that you don't see like
Yeah.
on the runway. And the headpiece was great. I would have loved like a little microphone for the Madonna.
Yeah.
And then the cones, I still think the cones were still a little bit large.
Right.
Yeah.
Were there
But
any
I-
outfits in Untucked that you saw in the episode and you saw it on, because Untucked is shot differently, that
Right.
you were like, oh, I liked it better?
You're looking at
I'm
me
looking at you again.
because you think I'm going to say that I like Derek's better on Untucked. That ain't going to happen.
It starts.
I liked Thorgy's even more.
And see, I actually like Derek's.
Of course you did.
Well, I'm just saying because it looked a lot better in Untucked.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Her
design.
makeup looked worse.
Well,
And why isn't she getting red for those hairlines?
Well, and speaking of hair, I'm happy to know that's the reason why we have Thorgy with the big bump is the dread.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that either.
And so I thought I thought it was kind of an informative Untucked. A lot didn't happen.
No, the highlight for me is when
Lace front.
when
Lace front.
I know.
when
For someone who works on the strip, you'd think she could afford a lace front.
oh my. What stuck out for me was when Robbie was actually giving. She was kind of reading Naomi about having just a bra and panties.
Yeah.
But she was actually giving her advice, and I
Well,
thought that really
that
stood
I
out.
did like.
Yeah.
And I liked that Naomi was like, okay, I need to do something
Right.
different. I need to step this up instead of taking it personally and being like, I'm gonna wear my bra and panties and da-da-da, and like, you know what I mean? That's another thing about this season that I'm liking, is other than the obvious. But I just like that. I did like that, and I liked that Robbie was kind of like, I don't think that's what they're asking to do. She did get a little. She was a little defensive, and I was like, girl, no, settle it down. They're just trying to be nice and help you, you know. So, but I like that Robbie said that. I really appreciated it.
I'm still having a hard time getting over Acid's departure.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, like reading the comments and some like Twitter messages, I think people kind of thought it was too soon as well, like some of the people who watch and listen. Did you guys have a feeling, like as she was talking to Naomi, like she kind of goes, and I don't know, I feel like Acid has been given a better, I don't want to say edit, but has been given a better edit this past few Untucks to show a little
Acid
sweeter
Betty?
side. Yeah.
I feel like this Untucked, there really wasn't much to edit.
Yeah.
I mean, between
Okay.
Was it this one that she was like, people don't like me, people don't invite me to the
Yeah.
clubs? Yeah.
And her sister.
And her sister. Yeah. I was like, I don't know. It's like, if you're going to have that attitude, it's like, I don't know. It's going to take a little bit more than that to get me to change my mind about you.
Okay.
What say you, Jackie? You're
I mean,
pretty
I thought
quiet.
it was a sweet message from Acid Betty's sister, and they look exactly alike.
I know.
Even more now when she's in drag.
But other than that, I other than having that nice what we realize is like a going away message, there's nothing else.
No.
There wasn't much to it.
Okay, episode 6.
I want to give. Okay, so I know I'm supposed to be a fan of the week, but I do want to give a shout out to Jakey on Instagram, who's my Instagram friend. Follow because we follow each other. And
Where do
then
you follow each other? Where are you going?
on Instagram.
Oh.
And then Eric and Thomas, who are from Nashville, and they're Twitter followers.
Oh, cool. Hi, guys.
Okay.
That was
Now,
my
let's
shout-out.
go. Let's go.
That was my shout out.
Can we move on?
Yeah, we
I'm
can move
mixing
on.
it up.
You are the Wicked Witch, so I can't not let you do what you
I'm gonna
wanna do.
stab you with my broom that's on the floor.
Good luck with that.
I don't know why I'm
so,
Southern.
Witches of Drag.
Yeah.
Any thoughts? Initial thoughts? I know that I think Mark and I agree on this, that it wasn't that particularly fun episode.
I didn't even think the reading was very good.
Yeah.
I liked the reading.
There were like one or two things here and there that I was like, oh, that was good. But I feel like in the past, they've been really good.
Yeah.
I feel like during this read, there was no one who I thought, oh, you just are not doing well. Like I thought everybody was on the same level.
Mediocre.
I want to watch the extended.
I do too.
Because
See, I agree with Mark. If this is the best that they had to put on air, I don't think there's going to be any.
I know, right? Because you know they're going to show the best of the best. Although the one that did me laugh was, I think it was Naomi when she said to Robbie, I know that you are into the vintage, but do you really have to smell like mothballs?
Yeah, that was a good one.
That actually made me laugh.
I like Bob's flipper.
Yeah.
About Robbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lights just went.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a good change.
Okay, good.
I do. Yeah, I thought
You can do whatever you want. Sexy Alexis.
No. I just felt like you guys were probably being blinded.
Oh.
Thought it would be a good idea to switch it back.
Yeah. I thought Bob deserved that win though. I thought he had some really good zings.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. Again, I didn't think it was like fun. I wasn't laughing hysterically.
I love Thorgy's thing when she was like about Bob's win, and then Bob won again. I loved her little thing, like, here's my reaction. That was funny. I love Thorgy.
I just love how big drag is right, like in contemporary times, as to opposed from when it started, where you can have companies literally built around drag things, like Fierce Drag Jewels, where it's like worth thousands upon
They
thousands
didn't have
of
that
dollars.
when I was doing.
Yeah, well,
We
this
were
is
hot
what-
gluing jewelry together.
This is what I'm saying. You can start companies like literally based on drag themed jewelry, shoes, whatnot. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
It's called Ross.
Cross dress for less.
There you go.
Is it weird that I was going to say that?
Not at all. Great minds think alike.
Ashley, what was the one? There was one at the Culver City Mall. Ashley something. Ashley Stewart.
Don't know.
It's like a Lane Bryant. But they had really kind of nice. They had a lot of good jewelry. I would go there for.
Oh, okay. In case you're
I'll still go to Ross.
Yeah.
It's
You
cheaper.
did not get a
Crash
fierce
dress.
drag.
The Maxi challenge was a makeover. Well, it was a combination of a makeover and a costume design challenge.
And an interpretive dance.
Okay, see, and that's where it kind of went south for me. I don't think there was like
It was just a reason to play RuPaul's song.
I think that's
Let's
what
cut to the
I
chase.
think
Clearly, we don't work for World of Wonder.
so there's no conflict of interest.
to me.
But you know, she gets paid for her music being.
Oh, I absolutely am aware of that.
So, you know, that's more money for her.
Yeah.
To me, though, you're having a Wizard of Oz challenge, and we just played something from The Wiz here. There are so many different. I mean, there's the movie, there's Wicked, there's The Wiz. There are so many areas where you could draw inspiration from, and then they pick like a RuPaul song. And while I love Icona Pop, it has nothing to do with Wizard of Oz.
I didn't even think about it.
I do like when the song
Ease on down the road
matches with the challenge.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that was the bummer part to me because I guess I was expecting a little bit more Wizard of Oz, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and with this one, they had to kind of transform and be inspired. So this is kind of where they had that moment of they took the inspiration from the characters from the book,
Right.
and got to make them into like their own kind of version of it. And I thought that there were some that really succeeded, and then other ones that there was.
You mean as far as the challenge?
As far as the actual challenge, yeah. So getting paired up with it was the Little Women. I don't watch this show.
I don't either, and that was a little.
I actually want to see that show now.
They were. You know what? When we were at the old studio, we were coming in for doing days, and they were coming out of the studio. We were going, and I opened the door, and all these little women came through. I was like, "What's going on?" It was actually
a party
at
AfterBuzz. What happened? It was a party when they were here.
Yeah, they were.
Great.
They were nice. They were fun.
I actually thought that they brought him in, and I shouldn't say this.
Say it. I don't want to be the only one to get hateful.
They're gonna be the
messages.
Munchkins.
I thought they were going to be Munchkins.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
ma'am.
But that makes sense. I mean, I'm sorry. Any of our viewers are little people. I do apologize if that makes
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only.
So, I mean, I say a lot of things that I shouldn't say on this show, but I just thought that they were brought in to be Munchkins.
It looks like people in the chat roll are thinking the same thing,
Okay,
and
good.
it's hard because that opening scene in Wizard of Oz when she finally lands in the Technicolor world and you have the Munchkins. That's what they're called in Wizard of Oz. That is like the literal name of the people in the Wizard of Oz. And so it's hard not to think this is why you brought them in. It's hard not to have that association.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you almost wonder like, why didn't you just do this for a different challenge?
Right.
Because-
Right.
Well, and traditionally we see Drag Race change men or men into like for these kind of transformation challenges. So
I
maybe
would
just-
have loved that. Have
the little men on there.
Yeah.
Is there a franchise that is little?
Well, I would assume that a lot of these.
Some of them, their husbands are. Not all of them have little husbands, though.
And I just thought maybe they were looking for a change to see because it reminded me of the was it Drag You? Yeah, where they changed. They
Was
kind of-
women.
they gave the women the makeover.
I never watched it. It was boring.
I think I like it more when they do makeovers for men because
It's just more exciting because it's a man and you're making them look like it's duh.
And I take it a step further. I mean, I think whenever they made over straight men, it was more interesting as opposed.
Yes.
Or the one episode when they made over the veterans.
Oh, I love
I like that one
was a
too.
good one.
I like
was
that
a
one
good
too. But I want the extreme.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like this one was just.
That was season 2. That was Raven season.
Well, I like it also more.
Which one? The veterans.
Veterans.
Okay.
I like it, like Kenny said, with the veterans, where people are kind of out of their element when they're coming in to be made over. It's like these women are on a TV show. They clearly, like, all of them had, like, their hair done up, makeup. They're already very familiar with this world. So for me, I was like, more of the excitement is how people react to being made up by other people.
Right.
And these women are used to being made up by other people.
They weren't the veterans, sorry. I made a mistake. They weren't
Okay.
season 2.
They also the Little Women of LA have a built-in audience too, so maybe they kind of depended on some viewership to
Right.
come from there. And then they also are reality TV, so maybe they were hoping to get a little bit like more spice in the workroom with having. And again, I don't know the show, so maybe I don't know if these women are kind of like the Real Housewives or if they are very tame.
Right.
But
No, they're not.
Okay, good. Well, and you can kind of see there's a little bit of like shade that people were
there's
throwing.
definitely
Yeah,
shade.
so maybe they thought it was going to be a little bit more exciting than having straight men who are not generally known for having a lot of drama.
I just feel because I don't watch
Little
Women of LA.
Women of LA, I
Yeah,
think is the name.
that show. I just wasn't engaged, I guess.
Okay.
I feel like since this is why Logo should have more shows. Like if they had partner shows that they can pull from to put on Drag Race, and I'm watching all of the shows, it'll engage my, because I know nothing about these characters. Yeah. So it was just like, there was that one challenge where they brought in a couple of years ago where they brought in the husbands to make them over or to make them when they got married.
Oh yeah.
And I got so much backstory. But this one I didn't know much about these people. Just the one time when Chi-Chi asked her partner, and I didn't write down names, that was Mark's responsibility, so I'll let you do that.
What?
Oh, Chi-Chi's partner. I'm looking it up right now.
Sorry, Chi-Chi's was Tanya.
So when he was asking her about being little, I appreciate that moment, but it wasn't that. There weren't many moments like that for me.
There was another one too with
who
was the other one?
Naomi Smalls.
Robbie and Christy. Robbie and Christy had a because she was talking about that they're similar because she can't help. She was born the way she was, and he was born the way she was.
There are parallels that they drew between like the gay culture and you know being a little person. So, but it wasn't as exciting maybe as some of the previous seasons.
I do like moments like that though, because we have in society today we have so many people fighting over different things. You know, I'm just thinking of the presidential election right now, where it's like you know, people are hating on all kinds of different types of groups of people, and it's like, if you really look at it, there's a lot of like similar emotions that people go through, and they might not be the exact same experience as someone else. But in this instance, it was like, yeah, I mean, she's not gay and he's not a little person, but they have that same emotion of what it's like to not fit in.
Yeah, well, that goes with the whole she-male thing a couple of years ago. Right. You know, it was like, now you like. You're not supposed to say midget. You're not supposed to say faggot. You're not supposed to say tranny. There's just so many, you know, we are conditioned now to be super sensitive, hypersensitive about certain stuff. But I do like the fact that it was kind of like a social issue, special topics for our episode.
I do, though. I mean, I do wish I don't know if they weren't giving them enough time to make the outfits, because aside from like a handful of them, I was like, it's clear, like with Bob, for example, where he did all that work on his woman, and then he did like no work on himself.
Yeah.
Let's just assume that they had 2 days to do it.
They don't have
and that's the thing. I'm just making an assumption, but like, first of all, I don't see a whole lot of, like, they have the fabric on the wall. That's all I saw.
Well, there was that big box too. They were pulling stuff out of that big box.
And plus, you're having to make 2 outfits.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I mean, even though Bob's looked simple, and they were like, "You look like you bought off." If she made that, I'm kind of impressed because it fit her good, and it didn't look bad.
If you look closely around where she cut the sleeve, it looked a little.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Bob's. Yeah, they didn't look. Which one of the things that I wrote down was that they had to look, have a family resemblance.
Yeah.
And I get that Bob's black and she's white, but they just didn't look like they went together. They were the only one that I was like, they don't really look like they belong together. They look like 2 different people walking down the street.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because another thing that took me out of the episode is how they were paired up. It seemed like it was kind of already manufactured.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
To the sense that
for sure.
Derek got the other Britney impersonator.
Right. And then you have Naomi and Jasmine, who are both hairdressers.
Yeah, so,
and then you have Robbie with the person who loves vintage.
Yeah, so it wasn't, so it was kind of boring.
Yeah.
The way they were paired up.
Yeah.
And I wish it was all random. You know what I wish, though? I was thinking about this because I was watching a season 2 argument between Tatiana and it brought me back to when Ru used to have she used to give immunity. Like if you won the challenge the week before.
Well, didn't they do it at the beginning?
No,
not this season.
They haven't done it in a long time, and
Okay.
I think it's for the reason that you can't manipulate the show if you're given immunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they should bring that back.
It'll
It'll make the competition interesting.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's like in past episodes when they're like, "I want to put you in the bottom, but you have immunity because you sucked this week." I love moments like that.
So, Mark, you want to run down the pairings? Because I didn't write it down.
The people,
Yes.
People together, who was
Yes.
together. It was Brianna and Kim Chi.
Loved it.
And they were giving
Wicked Witch.
Wicked Witch.
Brittany and Thorgy Thor were a citizen of Oz.
Mm-hmm. Emerald City.
And you wrote down the drag names that they took.
I did, yeah.
Oh, you guys are overachievers. I did none of this
Gold
shit.
star. Gold star.
Christy was with Robbie. They were the lion. Elena and Bob were Glinda. Jasmine and Naomi were the Scarecrow. Tanya and Chi-Chi were Dorothy.
Did you skip over Derek?
I think I might have
You
skipped somebody.
purposely skipped over
Who
Derek.
did I forget?
Tara and I'll fill you in. Tara and Derek Barry were the Tin Woodmen.
Who?
That was, you know, and not to feed into Mark's like hate of Derek.
I don't hate Derek. It's a strong word.
Uh-huh.
I tweeted
You
about
actively
this the other
dislike
day.
him.
I don't know him to
You're
dislike him.
passionate.
I don't think that he's that good. And from what I've seen, I've never seen him in Vegas. I don't know. From what I've seen, I don't think he's that good, and I don't understand why he keeps skating by. I mean, I know why he's skating by, and that's what's frustrating to me, because I want a fair competition, and I don't want favoritism just because you're a name and you want people to watch your show. That's what I don't like.
Well, and this, what bothers me is when you say family resemblance and then people wear literally the exact same outfit.
Yeah.
And so, whereas Thorgy's and her little lady were like, there was a little bit of a difference enough for me to say it's different. But they were literally Derek and Tara were wearing the exact same outfit. I was like, that's not a family resemblance.
Same
You
bathing
just
suit?
made this person an exact replica of you.
Yeah. Well, with
Scary thought.
when we heard Derek talk in the workroom and say, "Oh, I need to rethink some ideas because
I wrote that. I was like, I want to know what her idea was before that.
No. Well, she said that she was going to take a bathing suit or whatever and just stick some fabric around it.
No, but she did say, she was like, no, we need to rethink this because we need to step it up. That was stepping. That's why I want to see what was before. If that was stepping it up.
yeah."
Okay, let's put fabric over the cone.
Do you like
not
how
disagreeing with you.
Todrick commented though? Like, I expected more from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he said it. And I'm very glad he said it.
It's good to have somebody with that perspective who knows,
Has seen
who's
him.
familiar.
Right.
But again, that's not the costuming that Derek Barry has. Derek Barry in Vegas doesn't dress herself.
But you've partaken in a competition where these are the things that are expected of you, and you shouldn't get a pass because I don't think if she would have done it 2 weeks in a row, she should have been done. You're not here to do Britney. Rue even called her Britney for crying out loud.
That was funny.
Yes, she did.
Oh, by the way, you never commented on my performances while driving.
Yes, now Kenny likes to send me music videos of Britney Spears songs of him in the car singing Britney songs.
No, it just so happens whenever I'm in the car and XM Radio wants to play a Britney song, I wanted to just share them all
I
with
do
you.
have to say though, I feel like part of these videos is just an excuse for Kenny to be like, look how handsome I am while I'm driving. And then after he sends it to me and Mark and then he's gonna be forwarding it me. Did he send them to you, Jay?
I get him, yeah.
Okay. I was like,
Oh,
you
I
should
don't
feel
think
left
no
out.
one no one gets left out.
Yeah.
Then I feel like this is like what he sends on
I
his.
do.
Alexis, so you
Alexis.
gotta go look at him, Alexis.
Then
I know,
he's
I'm
sending it
just
to the dating websites afterwards. I feel like we're just the first
I
pass.
don't think I'll get a date by lip singing to Britney Spears in my car.
You might get
For
Derek.
me.
He does lip sync for your life, though. I appreciate the videos. They're fun to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just waiting on.
What
Mark
is your
to-
favorite Britney song? Someone asked
Oh
in the
my
chat room.
God.
So many.
Oh, I like Toxic. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I like Circus, not that anybody asked.
Oh, Circus is a good one too.
It's my favorite.
I love Circus. That's my absolute favorite one. Yeah, it's so good. And that video is amazing, too. I like that. Yeah. What about you?
What about you?
I can't think of it. I'm actually really not a big Britney fan, to be
I
honest
have
with you. So.
one.
Alexis.
Go
What
ahead.
is it?
It's Stronger.
Oh.
That music
Okay.
video was awesome. It brings me back to MTV showing music videos. And
Someone's
how they made-
agreeing with me.
Stronger. Yeah, Stronger's a good one,
I don't know
too.
what I said, but they said yes, Mark. So much yes.
Oh, trust me.
Francisco,
Maybe you don't
thank
have a
you.
favorite Britney
Thank
song.
you for making that
So-
larger, Alexis.
So, are we gonna go to? You guys want to just go ahead and do the runway?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we already. It wasn't really a mirror moment. This moment. This.
No.
No, they didn't have time.
But yeah, they just. I loved that Chi-Chi finished so early that she was waiting for that Chipotle.
Okay.
And she wanted to watch some Clueless because that's my ideal night, right?
Remember how last week though we were talking about how like Chi-Chi we warmed to Chi-Chi and I'm like she's hilarious.
She's funny.
I said I mean other than the obvious, but I didn't want Robbie to go home.
Oh, me neither.
Well, it's kind of, we talked about this season. It's like we don't want anybody to go home.
Yeah,
especially not Derek.
Well, let's get into their outfits because I have stuff to say about outfits.
I want Derek to win.
Who wants to go first?
Take it back.
Well, let's start with RuPaul, right? That opened the runway.
I loved it.
You know what? When we first watched, because we watched it once first.
Yeah.
And when I first saw it, I looked at you and I was like, oh, okay. And then when I saw it the second time, I was like, yeah, no, I don't know if I like it so much.
Yeah.
And I feel like if one of them wore that, they'd be like, it makes you look weird. It gives you a big shape. You know what I mean? Like, I think of all the things they would say to somebody that was wearing that. And it did look thrown together to me once I looked at it again.
Yeah, I wrote down.
I liked your hair.
I thought it was
I didn't
meh.
love it, but I liked it.
It was alright.
I like the color, and I like the bow. I thought it was kind of cinched in the right way. It had like the womanly figure. You are bringing up a good point though. Like maybe if somebody else had put that on.
Yeah.
But I thought Ru carried it off. Like, or pulled it off.
Yeah.
I like that Ru is not just doing literally the same like
silhouette
blonde Marge Simpson shaped wig. You know, I like that. I like that we have different shapes. We have different colors of wigs. That was what excited me. I was like, this wig looks so beautiful, and I agree with you. I like the color.
Yeah,
I think it's a good color.
I did like the color. I did like the color.
Yeah, it looked great. Even Michelle looked great too, and I love.
I really would have liked the dress if they would have taken it and wrapped it around Derek's face.
Oh my god.
I would have thought she would have come out in emerald or gold for Ru.
I can't with you. I'm
that would have made sense.
Yeah.
I like to see how long I can keep your attention until
As I glaze over.
No, the funny thing is when you were talking about Derek and the Sharpie thing, I actually believed you up until that point last week. I was like, mother effer.
Yeah.
Well, that she's the new face of Sharpie.
I put an A next to Ru's dress.
That's how I drew my
I thought it was meh. It wasn't exciting. I agree with
Ru,
Mark.
I put an A. I thought it was a good look. I liked her.
I like I said, my initial reaction. You saw my initial reaction. I was like,
well, oh, that's like even when they introduced Todrick.
That was a great outfit.
The first time I saw it, I was like, ugh. But after the second time, I was like, okay, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
And I like his videos, so. Well.
I know his name. I have not seen his videos.
He does a lot of parodies.
Okay.
He has a show, I think.
Really?
I love him so
great.
much.
Yeah.
He's been
like
in
Eartha
studio
Kitt?
before.
Oh, really? Okay. Like Eartha Kitt? I'm gonna look it up.
Here's the thing, though.
Poor
like,
Mark
to the people,
Jay got ripped last
to
week.
the people who ripped Jay for not knowing who Eartha Kitt is, nobody knows who everybody is all the time, everywhere. It's just not possible.
And you can't rip Jay, only we can.
But the good thing about it was that Chi-Chi's performance last week made me want to know who Eartha Kitt was. And I knew her from Yzma on Emperor's New Groove, and I just didn't know that was the name.
That was her name.
And then I got like down a rabbit hole on YouTube of Eartha Kitt videos, and I didn't do that with Robbie Turner. I still don't know who that person was.
Yeah,
so
because
that tells
no one cares.
Yeah, so that tells you how good Chi-Chi was, because I was like, I don't know who this person is, and I want to know more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I
That's good. That's good.
By the way, last week I need to take something back.
Flip flop.
Flip flop.
And you're wearing your flip flops.
Oh yeah, I got
He's wearing his shower shoes.
My shower shoes today. Yay, shower shoes.
Shower shoes.
Acid Betty, I said how original and unique her Madonna look was, and then I actually went back and watched it was from the '99 MTV movie or VMAs, and someone actually had that exact same outfit.
Oh,
no, because they were like 10 drag queens. They each came out in a Madonna look, and that was one of them. So
with the birds.
With the birds.
Oh.
I don't think it was her.
Okay.
I might have to go back and check.
Yeah, check and see if it was her. I wonder if it was her.
I don't think it was her.
Yeah.
Because I'll say this: if
It was a
that
little
was me,
fuzzy.
and then I got on the show, and that was the challenge, I'd be like, "Oh, packing that."
Yeah. Not to take away.
I ain't gonna hold it against her.
She still pulled it off, but I just thought it was original, and it wasn't per se.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry.
Even the wig was the same? Just
The wig was a little different.
Okay.
But the look itself, like the birds coming out, it was very similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
cool.
That's my flip flop for the week.
I've enjoyed it.
So let's go
All right,
to
so let's do the girls.
Dorothy.
So Chi-Chi and Titi.
Yes.
No.
Dorothy.
And I told you I'm wearing to Chi-Chi, but it was kind of like Derek, where it was the same exact copy, and then the boobs were so off.
Boobs. There were no boobs.
Yeah, but even the top of the corset, it was like pinching her skin.
Yeah, it was.
I thought, and one thing I wished is I wish she would have had ruby slippers.
Yeah.
It's just hard because if you don't know, you're not gonna necessarily. Yeah.
I kind of wanted to and I know this. I would like to be wild, but I kind of wanted traditional Dorothy, whether it was from The Wiz or Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
A little bit some. I mean, she can't. Huh?
Like what Mark has,
like
the
what
gingham
Mark's wearing?
print.
Yeah.
It's like checkers.
Yes.
And like an overall.
Yes. Or like make it fun. See, where's Dobby when you need? I wish he was judging this challenge. Oh, you guys.
Did we explain to
Dobby,
you?
yeah.
Dobby is
Santino
Rice.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Because we were calling him Gollum, and
well,
the fans...
first of all, I couldn't remember his name to save my life, so we started calling him Gollum. Well,
and then we called him Dobby because it's not nice.
Okay. I'm throwing you under the bus. You started calling him.
No, that was Cam. I'm throwing Cam under the bus.
So I wish Dobby was here for this challenge because he would have made a great judge. I like Mark Jacobs too, but
he was funny.
Yes, I kind of wish something more.
This goes back to her look when Chi-Chi was in that bathing suit. She has a very muscular body just as a boy.
Yeah.
So she does kind of need a little bit more of a cinched waist, and like Michelle said, she might need that because her shoulders are very boxy too. Yeah. So I have to say
that's why the boobs last week I think were okay by me because it did balance her out.
Okay. Yeah, and this, I wrote down that this is the first judging table that I think I agreed with almost everything they said except for Thorgy Thor. I think that was the only one that
I agree 100%.
Yeah, but I think that they had really good critiques, but that was my thing where I was like, yeah, she is built like a man, and just the corset wasn't doing her a favor on this one.
Where they're all dudes in a wig.
Exactly. Yeah. But there's a way to shade, like what we saw Derek Barry at the beginning of this episode. He had like a
well, you can contour. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'm not good at that.
So then we had
just for the boobs.
Oh, okay.
Bob
and Rob.
We know it's like Rob looked way better than Bob.
Yeah.
I wonder what his outfit looked like. The first outfit that he ripped.
Oh, that ripped. I wonder if it was the same. I feel like he just remade the same thing. That's the impression I got.
And maybe because when I hear an interpretation, I kind of think that you should kind of pull from the original. But I was expecting like pink or blonde wigs or bubbles.
Yeah.
Well, she had pink.
She had red
underneath.
She was wearing this.
Underneath.
She was wearing that wig right there.
Oh yeah.
So for me, I was like, oh, they're gonna come out like blowing bubbles.
That's for those of you that are watching. It's
I'm sorry.
It's the red wig that Bob was wearing in
they did
Meet the Queens.
Their character was Glinda the Good Witch.
Right. And I mean that's a character with a tiara or something. I don't know, like I just thought there was something for an interpretation. I didn't get it.
Even he said that was the farthest from what he looks like in actual life.
That doesn't I'm not going to give him a pass on that. That doesn't really matter.
It was my
but I liked like she had at least something like around her that kind of trailed, so it kind of seemed gowny from what Glinda wore. So I wish Bob's, even if Bob's was long, it came down all the way back and like trailed behind her and stuff. Ooh, I would have liked that.
I have a thought. You remember that bubble thing that Derek wore in the roller?
Yeah.
That would have been perfect.
That's what I thought. Perfect Glinda.
Aren't they BFFs? You should have just asked.
No, but Bob made a point of saying like nobody's gonna share things with me.
That's true.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember
when they were pulling out of the bin, he was like, nobody's gonna share anything.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. That would have been perfect for the little lady, I think.
So Rob, the girl, I thought she looked good, but it wasn't for the challenge for me.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there was Naomi and Jazzy J.
I called it when she came out.
Everything.
I called it.
Was everything.
Yeah.
It was everything.
And the funny thing is at the beginning of the episode, it was setting up for either her failure or her turnaround.
Yeah.
And when she came out, I was like, and I'm glad Ross pointed out. He was like, everyone look at Naomi. I was like, yes.
That's one of my favorite looks on like the history of Drag Race.
I would agree.
It is.
I would agree.
And again, I've said it before. I'm not a fan of boy body, but she pulled this one
that was
off.
okay. That I didn't. I don't like when they don't wear boobs.
What was so good was that she didn't go to a mini skirt, which I would have expected from Naomi.
Yeah.
She had like it was to the knee, and she didn't do a hat, which I thought was a very obvious. She didn't do like straw hair.
Yeah.
I thought and the burlap was my favorite because she had like a burlap collar.
Yeah.
I think that that was that was inspired by you. If she walked down the street, you'd be like, oh, that's the Scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, totally.
And it fit when you said pulling from the
Yeah,
Wizard of Oz
it was
and not actually
a nod to.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
yeah,
I'm gonna recreate this.
Right.
And Jazzy Jem looked great too.
Yeah.
I love that outfit too.
Yeah,
She
the-
looked
like
really
they said,
good.
the leggings with the straw, that was cute.
And for the simple fact that they weren't wearing the exact same thing.
yes.
I
Yeah.
really liked the fact that they put a lot of plaid in there too. Since
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put their,
I did
their,
too.
Their shirts on them and stuff. I thought that was kind of nice.
Naomi, she nailed it.
I should have left my plaid on. I could have been the.
There you go.
I changed to my librarian look for the library,
Yeah.
but okay,
Don't
so
stop
that was
it, Jay. Don't stop.
okay. I won't. All right, so then we had Derek and Tara Barry.
No.
I'm waiting. Go ahead, Mark. Hit me. One more time, baby.
I never noticed those bins before.
We've just lost Mark.
Yeah,
What were they
just
supposed to be
lost him.
again?
I'm waiting.
that was the wood tin
Woodman.
Tell me
thank you.
exactly how
It
you
was
feel,
not
Mark.
the king of dildos.
I can't. It's literally. I'm so glad that they said you've been wearing to yell at Naomi and tell her that she's wearing the same thing every week and not say that to Derek. I was glad that at least somebody said you keep coming out in the same thing. That is literally what she's been wearing every time.
There was no.
It's not okay.
There was no metallic pieces to it, even when there was just the springs on. I don't understand the shoulder piece
Oh,
at all.
I don't get it either.
What
What
I-
did she say? A horse penis? Horse
Horse
cock?
They could have
penis.
worn
Shoulders.
those because you know the Tin Man has that hat. They could have worn that as like a hat, and
I
it would have
agree.
made more sense.
Yeah.
Like the oil, the
Oil
drip.
can,
Yeah,
yeah, thing.
but the only thing I did like about it was the heart accent piece, but it still didn't look as right.
Well, it took me a second because I was like, I don't get why they have the Japanese lips. Like that was my first thing, and then I'm like,
I didn't even think of that.
oh, they're hard.
I didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I like though? I like the axe. That was cool.
The who?
The axe she was
axe.
carrying.
Who's she?
Bro, that was a Tinker toy that was on the table
Tara.
when they arrived, and they just glued glitter on it.
Yeah, this sucked. Sorry,
Yeah.
Derek.
That was
I can't defend you on
horrible.
this one.
Yes, worst
I can't.
makeup in the history of Drag Race. Thank you. I'm assuming you're talking about the
Me.
Sharpie Queen.
Yeah.
I guess I
can't-
should be careful what I ask her to do.
I can't back
Use
Derek.
more
I
than a
can't.
Sharpie.
I can't back her up this week.
Yeah,
you're on your own.
I mean, I would have at least.
Go say it.
No.
I'm waiting.
No.
I've been waiting all week for this.
No, people don't like that I'm being mean to him.
This one is so warranted though, because she definitely deserved to be in the bottom. And
You know you
won
can turn
that-
your computer off
she-
too, by the way,
She
if
won.
you don't like it.
She
Bring
won
the
that lip
claws
sync.
back, Mark.
I think
She
she
won
that.
that lip sync.
Who?
Wait,
hands down.
let's
Yeah, we are jumping ahead.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
But well, you were saying something else before Mark interrupted. Oh, by the way, you should be drinking because Mark interrupted Jay again.
I love our drinking game. It's so fun.
I had a beer before we came in.
Did
and
you?
2 glasses of
And
wine.
2 glasses of wine and a shot of tequila.
But I had the 2 glasses of wine
Where
earlier.
was my alcohol? What's
Well, not
happening?
right.
I had the wine before I got here, and then I had a beer when I got here because I was
Isn't
like,
there
oh,
a bar
sharing.
in the back?
yeah, there's
Someone
a
drank
keg.
all the liquor back there. I don't know where it
There's
is.
a keg.
Well, if you go to the old studio,
I
you
was
can just
gonna-
go to Phil's.
Feels better.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring a thermos of margaritas for us, and I forgot.
Well, that next week.
Next week, because hopefully we'll be celebrating.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think it will happen next
I didn't
week
mean
for
to
you.
interrupt.
No, it's okay. I was just saying that it wasn't very metallic-y for having like a sheen or a shimmer. It was like a see-through piece, and then instead of having it turned to her front with the flaps open there, it was just.
Are we still
shifted.
talking about her?
I was, but that's all that I had to
Yeah,
say
it was
about
like she put it in, and then she like just turned it around, and there was like an opening in the. It was.
It was a very big disconnect for me too. So we'll move on to Robbie and Hedda Turner. Sorry.
Oh no, this was like her, and you know they referenced that challenge
The
at
first one.
the first one
Mm-hmm.
where the outfit was just poorly constructed. She looked like a marshmallow, and she did it to her and a little lady, and they both looked like marshmallow people.
Say it.
No, you go first.
What's
I
happening?
did not hate it.
Okay, I'm borderline on the fence with you. with this
And
one, too.
here's my thing, and it's not even that it was whether the construction or anything about that. There was a thought and there was a creativeness behind it. I liked that they had bedazzled one and then they had the thing over it, and I liked the wig. It didn't bother me. I liked that there was the wig and the fur. I thought it was a kind of, yes, if it was constructed better, it would have looked better, but at least there was a thought behind it. It wasn't just wrap a fabric around a piece of thing, and I thought Chi-Chi should have been in the bottom.
I do too.
Comparing Robbie's look to everybody else, aside from Kimchi and Naomi, I thought she wasn't the worst.
No.
Hands
Didn't
down
think
was
she
not
was
the
the
worst.
She was not the worst. I think Chi-Chi. I think it should have been Chi-Chi and Derek in the bottom, judging from what you saw.
Yeah, hands down. And the fact that everybody, when asked who should go home. Those were the two that everybody said.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Robbie said that originally she was making a cape, and I'm wondering because we saw the crown, so maybe they were going for like a royalty kind of like the cowardly.
Interesting.
And so I thought that maybe I thought the rouging would have been a cool like shoulder pad piece because Robbie kind of has those kind of dimensions or something. Like I would have thought that they would have put the rouging instead of like where they slapped it on their butt and called it a day, which it just didn't. It wasn't my favorite, but I do agree with them like doing the stones on the.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to see Robbie maybe come out with like a 2-piece outfit for this.
Yeah.
Or she should have just borrowed Kim Chi's outfit from the first episode.
Well, they're not gonna.
Can you
I
imagine?
would have totally borrowed it and walked on the runway.
I'm gonna
and
say I don't
see
know
what
this,
happens.
but I'm gonna guess they can't do that.
They're like, we haven't seen that before.
Well, it's not like I'm sure that's not a rule. It's not in the rule books. You can wear something more than once.
And then for me, I thought the wig.
You do that, Kim.
You
I'm
go
gonna
on
try.
and you do that.
I'm gonna try.
And maybe I'm taking it too literal, but I thought the wig should have been like teased, like a line.
Yeah,
like
they were too. The hair I thought was a little too kept.
Yes.
Like I would have liked a mane.
I have a
of
question
hair.
for you. When they were commenting on her wig, her hairline, is it too far up? Is that what they're?
She doesn't have a wig line.
So you just see hair and
'cause
forehead.
Sometimes you'll like when I would take my wigs in to get styled, I would tell them like I need a wig line in it. So what they'll do is they'll cut the front of the wig hairs. They cut them real short. They'll cut the wig and then they press them down. So then when you put the wig on, you pull those little hairs down. So then it creates a wig line. So it doesn't look like this hard line on your head. Or you have a lace front. Like this one's a
Let me
lace
see
front.
yours.
It looks real.
This
And
one's
it does.
really
It
nice.
does. Yeah.
It's really
Sometimes
nice.
the
So
lace.
this isn't your real hair?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
a little dark and lovely hair dye.
We should critique Jackie's
It's thicker than
look from week to week.
This week, I love that you did your fingers and gloves too. Like,
You know, you're rocking Madonna from last week too. The laces.
Yeah.
cool.
I am gonna let the fans pick my last outfit for this year.
that.
So
Birthday
tweet
suit.
at me.
Birthday suit.
No, that is not enough.
That's
Oh,
gonna be
Mark,
your
you
Derek
mentioned
with-
something about the last.
We'll see. We'll see.
You want to share?
No, we'll see.
Well,
I'll see
tweet
how I
it.
feel. I'll see how I feel.
If
Tweet
Derek
it.
wins, will you do it?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. That
Tweet
is
at me.
not gonna happen.
Tweet at me ideas for outfits.
Oh, you got a toot.
yes,
You got a
yes,
toot.
yes.
Oh yeah, you got
A
a
toot
toot. Thanks,
Jackie.
Malcolm G. Tweet at me ideas for outfits, and then I'm gonna.
Am I allowed
out
to
of-
tweet you too?
Yes, you can
Okay.
tweet me too. Not
I know.
birthday suit. And then I'm gonna pick 4 of them
Pasties.
and do a Twitter.
You can come over and play in my closet.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
And then do a Twitter poll.
This closet is completely empty.
I
You
love
see
that
him
idea.
over-
It
then do
might
a
be
Twitter
dusted.
Just make
Hasn't
it
been
more
used in a while.
specific. Is it going to be more like directly like you want an era, you want a name?
Whatever people want.
Cool. Okay.
Whatever people
Oh,
want. I'm gonna
okay.
pick it out. You can do it from now until the week before the
We got
final
another
week.
vote for birthday suit. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
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 Like,
I have a
These
top
lights
hat.
are
I'll bring you a
very
top
bright.
hat to wear for the finale.
No thanks. I can't hear. I won't be able to hear.
Oh yeah, you couldn't wear a top hat on that.
Moving on.
Okay, who was next?
Or unless it's like a little baby top hat. Remember, like.
Oh, I might have. I used to have one of
Remember
those
in
ones that
Living
you can
Color
strap
where-
on. Oh look, because I think I do
Yeah,
have one of those.
I'll wear that.
And I think I've never worn.
Jay, what are you wearing? Nothing. Go ahead. Keep going.
yes.
We'll see how it goes.
I got a toot too.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, so then we had Thorgy and Thorges.
Sorry.
Thorgy and Thorges?
I liked that because actually it reminded me of Wicked. It's the little
very-
townspeople
okay, yeah.
outfits from Wicked.
First, loved Thorges, the name. Mm-hmm. They had me at Thorges.
Yeah.
I did not dislike it, and I didn't understand their disdain for it
Well-
because I really thought it was cute and well constructed.
Yeah.
It was simple. It was well constructed.
But she even said, she's like, what did she say? We're executive in the odds. I don't know. She made a comment about that it looked professional. But if that's the choice that she made, then that's the choice that she made. They didn't say that it had to be whatever, you know? I don't know. I did not dislike it at all. I thought the hair and I'm not even a fan of green, and I really
hair
thought it
wasn't
was
bad.
great.
I
loved the glasses. I liked it.
I was green with envy about this.
Had whiz realness.
I saw that pun. Get out, Jay. Get out. Get out right now.
Which
Who are
was
you?
just
See
I
you
used
in
to
the mirror.
like you, Jay. Now I don't know what to think of you right now.
right there.
No, don't do that. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Okay, for serious, I loved that.
Did you say for serious?
Yes, I did. For seriously, I did. Thorgy had on like flaps, panels, and then her. I'm sorry, Thorgis
had the cape, little mini cape.
Right, and it lined up so when they were together, and it looked very cohesive. And I liked the green wig and the green.
I loved it.
If you look at the dress too, it looked like emeralds, like the way it was cut. And I thought that a lot of thought. And Michelle said this is Thorgy edited, which. I thought if Thorgy came out in a gown on this one, that's not a Citizen of Oz. Like, that's not going to play well with the judges. And I thought that it was kind of like a steampunk look goggle, too. I thought it was a character. I thought it was kind of fun.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I did not understand why
I thought that should have been one of the
ridicule for it.
I thought her and Naomi should have been the two tops.
And I also noticed, because now that we're conscious of her dreads, I didn't look...
The hair.
It didn't look huge.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it looked like, I was like, well, where the hell did she put it?
That was another question I was going to ask, is because do you have to put those up, or can you pull them back? I guess if you turned around, though, you would see a big...
Well, see, and that's what I thought, too. I was thinking if she can, like, thread them down her back.
Well, I was thinking... Well,
yeah. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
With a turtleneck.
Yeah.
What's that lump you got on your back?
I want to see. I can't wait to see Kenny do drag. I was thinking that maybe what
Kenny
she did.
has done drag. Kenny has done drag.
Wait, what?
Wait,
For
what?
Halloween. For
Shut up.
Dang.
Does someone have pictures?
I
see
do.
them.
Moving on.
I do.
Kimchi.
I want to see that.
Me too.
Okay, kimchi and miso.
Miso
I hate
cheese.
you so
Loved
much,
it.
Jackie, right now.
Loved it.
We'll see that
Love
after.
you.
I thought they were cute. I
Like
liked that
that.
they had an opening, like the thing, like she said, it was a little.
Now, I thought they were going to let one queen back, but I didn't know that Layla McQueen was going to come back in. It was
I know.
when
You've been waiting all
I
episode to get that in, girl.
Layla came back. And then I had my envy, green with envy line. And then even I had another one that Morgan McMichaels and Darian Lake came back in The Little Women of LA. There was two of them. Like, they kind of look like Morgan McMichaels and Darian Lake.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a cool fashion, the stripes, but I didn't get the Wicked Witch from that one.
It wasn't screaming.
It wasn't
Wicked
screaming
Witch.
Wicked Witch, but again, I don't know. Like, it depends. Is that what you're wanting? You know what I mean? That's that fine line. So
You know what this reminded me of? Like, just her hair. It was a Madonna video with the black hair, and she had like
Frozen.
Yes.
Oh, I just got the stripes were the socks from the movie. The
Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice.
When the witch got hit by the house, didn't she have
Oh,
those
she
stripes?
did.
She had
Yeah, but the
She had
stripes.
socks.
Yeah, they were vertical. I mean, horizontal.
Horizontal stripes. Yeah.
Maybe it was an interpretation.
I actually have black and white.
I didn't like it. I didn't hate it. I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Are you guys done?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I want to keep looking at my
I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was anything exciting.
It was okay. I thought she was more safe than Thorgy.
Yeah.
I just thought Thorgy's they looked so good together.
Yeah.
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 Very cohesive.
Yeah.
This was, overall, this was kind of an underwhelming. What's happening?
There's so many people who want to see you in drag.
Why? Why?
Kenny's actually really good at putting on makeup.
It keeps getting better.
I'm leaving. I quit.
Go have some peaches. You'll be fine.
I love you, Kenny.
If you guys want to see Mark in drag in the last episode, you should tweet at us.
Yes.
Right.
Mark made me a promise outside, but I'm not
I didn't
allowed
make
to
a.
say
I did
yeah.
not promise that.
Oh, it sounded very
I
promising.
said I was.
Mark, I want to go to one of your shows.
No, he's gonna bring the show to us.
I would need to do one for you to come see it.
Yes, well, I know that because I used to just watch the ones on
Oh, can we
YouTube.
talk about this dream sequence though?
No.
No, but it was. I agree. It was awful. I didn't understand it.
It's like what Mark Jacobs said. He's like, for Kimchi's, I didn't understand the brooms.
The laying of the brooms,
Yes.
because I didn't understand that. But
the passing of the brooms.
and the passing of the brooms and the
swapping of the brooms.
But it's, if you've ever seen interpretive dance, that's what you know what I mean? Like, after he said it, and they were like making fun of it, I was like, but you asked them to do interpretive
Yes.
dance.
Yeah.
That's what interpretive dance is.
I think-
So I didn't care. Like, I was just kind of like, whatever.
I found it hard to judge because it's like when you're watching interpretive dance and you're only seeing like clip of this person,
Yeah.
they're always gonna pick the goofiest, silliest,
Right.
cutest,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
So everything was just like fun to me. I didn't
Yeah.
see anything where I was like, wow, that person is terrible.
It was just weird.
It was dumb.
It was
I'm
weirder
just
than
gonna say
Acid Betty kissing the mirror last week. All right. But, okay, so Michelle brought up a good point about Ben de la Creme winning with the hot glue gun, which...
I always think of Roxy and the
And her getting
hot
left
glued spaghetti,
at the bus
not
stop.
the bus stop. The hot glue
Fucking bitter
spaghetti,
bitch.
the hot glue spaghetti string dress. Like, that's another one.
Yeah.
Completely hot glued.
Yeah, so it can be done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it can be done well.
Yeah.
It can be done well.
But Chi-Chi said that she did what she was... what was in her range. So that's
That
kind
was a
of...
mess.
Yeah.
That's just an
Doesn't-
excuse.
yeah,
It's an excuse.
She wanted to eat some Chipotle. Give her a break.
Oh, no.
I live for Chipotle, but yeah, that was just, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand why hot glue. I've never made an outfit, so maybe I'm not the one to talk. But if it looks good, like Ben de la Creme's outfit that she made straight out of hot glue, looked great.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be done.
It can
And
be
I think,
done.
and I went back and watched What You Packin', which it bothers me that they spend 5 minutes talking about nothing, about their experience, and they only show like 2 outfits. Yeah. I would like to see more. So.
Yes.
Of what they packed.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But a lot of the queens this season, I feel like they keep saying they're very talented, and I do agree with that, but I'm not seeing it, especially with design challenges.
Well, this isn't the first.
This is the
design.
second.
Second. The very first challenge,
episode, yes.
And then this one. Okay. Yeah.
Whereas last season was a lot of acting challenges, where I think we've seen a lot
Yes.
of performances, where we've
Yes.
seen a lot of excelling in the queens.
Yeah.
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 So,
Teamwork.
anyway, teamwork.
Yeah, like this is the first individual one that we've had, right? What was last week?
Last week was the Snatch
Snatch
Game.
Game.
So I guess that was individual. Yeah. So never mind. Take it back.
And I
No
didn't like.
take-backs.
I didn't like that they kept picking up the women.
I think, I mean...
You know what I mean? Like I was just
Yeah.
like, they're not dolls. I don't know. That
No,
bothered
you
me.
make a
I mean,
good
if it
point.
doesn't bother them, then fine. But I just kept going. Why do we really need to pick them up?
Yeah.
That makes a good point.
There was a cute click from Chi-Chi when she lifted, and then they had
Yeah.
the click. And Kimchi's entrance was very cool. But I guess it was probably clunky because Michelle said that it was probably
it was very
clunky.
clunky.
So bottom 2, Derek
I
versus
actually
Robbie.
think Derek won that. I mean, because Derek does that performances like
Yeah.
Mark,
for living.
you want to comment?
No.
I do agree.
Here's my thing.
It was very entertaining.
Just for the purposes of our show, I was glad that Derek stayed. I was a cunt. I actually thought of you when Ru said,
Shantae, you
that
stay.
thing. And I was like,
Shantae.
great, he gets to stay one more week. I can't wait to see
This
Mark.
is why I drink.
How did you feel about because I agree with Jackie. I think that the lip sync that it went to Derek energy-wise, because I thought Robbie was just kind of not getting it right.
Derek is a professional lip syncer. It's like
It wasn't about the
Britney
lyrics for me at
lip
this
syncer.
point.
It was
She
very
danced
Britney.
like Britney.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was very.
Thank you very much.
But it fit the song. It fit the mood.
And the handstand, don't even get me started.
That was awesome.
I thought Robbie was holding her own until she took her hair off.
yeah.
Now,
I
did
don't- I
did
just
she,
haven't-
sh-
I
Don't
haven't-
take your wig off unless you got a wig on
Did
underneath.
she take it
Right.
off, or did
Yeah,
it fall off?
No. Oh, I don't know if it fell off, but it was off at one point.
Well, her hand was. I think that it was.
Yeah, I think she
off.
did.
Do you think if it was a ballad, it would have been a different situation?
No.
Okay.
I
Because
think
even last week, and the recap, RuPaul's recap, which you mentioned last week, and I actually listened to them, and they brought up a good point that, oh God, who was the lip sync last week? That they were doing cartwheels and flips, and it didn't fit the song.
Yeah.
And I have to agree with that. I mean, certain tricks that you do, if it's with the song, like this is a upbeat song. This was a great song to lip sync to. It was like I was involved the entire time.
yeah.
So, Derek's movements,
Rue's here.
yeah,
Calling him.
movements fit the song, and I just didn't think Robbie's movements fit the song.
Yeah.
I agree that Robbie shouldn't have been in the bottom 2 as well. I thought it should have been Chi-Chi.
Yep.
I think she got cheated.
I agree.
Yeah. I agree.
Will you agree on this? Oh my God, this is a first.
So the fan of the weeks. The fans of the week. The fans of the week.
We're gonna wrap it up.
I picked 2. One's RJ Ryder and one is Joe 69120. not to be confused with Joe 24601. They both wrote really, really long comments.
Oh yeah, I started to read one of them and I just couldn't.
No,
It was
I thought
very
it was great.
interesting.
It was really interesting and insightful.
I got sidetracked. But
We
yes.
have a lot of people who write a lot of like thoughtful, long, insightful comments.
And
So
then
I'm
you
not
get-
saying that nobody else does.
And
but
then you get people
these
who
are very
hate
long.
Mark.
Yeah, that's okay. Whatever.
We love you, Mark.
I love sitting next to you. I have fun every week.
Thank you. Thank you. And I didn't plan to say
Let's
that.
give Mark a round of applause,
Oh, thank you.
everyone.
That's going on my reel. So my quote of the week goes to Naomi when she said, when she said, I wouldn't be too worried about Derek.
That was hilarious. I have to agree, that was pretty
That was
funny.
pretty classic.
She's like, oh, damn? Oh, I wouldn't be too
I
worried.
was like, cheers to you.
Yeah.
Let's do shots.
Oh, real quick, pick for your All-Stars.
Ben de la Creme.
That's who I was going to pick, so now I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm sticking with season 6. I'm gonna go with Ornacia, aka Vivacious.
I was going to pick Bob's handbag.
Oh,
but
purse.
I know.
I'm going to pick Jocelyn Fox. I do love me some Jocelyn.
Oh, yeah, you were all about
I was
Jocelyn.
all about
I like
it.
her.
I'm still all about it.
I'm actually... I am not a fan of this person, but I'm going to go with Roxy Andrews.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
Do it for
That's
Cam.
probably
No,
true.
I'm
She
doing it
probably would be
for
there.
the bus that got left her. Okay, where can they find you? Jay, Mark?
Mark, go first.
At Lorraine Love, LORAYNELOVE on Instagram and Twitter. And if you want to see Lorraine on Facebook, go to facebook.com/I love Lorraine Love, and then you can comment and tell me how horrible I look in drag.
Ellis?
At don't_be_jealous on Instagram and still_jealous on Twitter.
I was like, don't look at me.
Jackie?
I don't know what it is.
I'm 123 Jackie B on all platforms.
And I'm at Kenny C. Harrison. Lexi.
Kenny Cherison.
Where can we find you?
Kenny Cheers.
You can find me all over social media at atorres890, where all Lexus Taurus are sold.
Yeah.
Thank you for making your comments. Continue to watch us, like us.
Thank you.
Download us on iTunes, and we will see
At
you next
least
week.
one more episode anti-Derek. I'll bring a picket sign next week.
No,
if she
I
doesn't
won't.
go home.
Derek, stay. Please stay. Bye, guys. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.